already listening to your radio ads. Ready to maximize your reach? Call your regional radio account manager today and put your business in front of eyes and ears across Central Illinois. Regional radio is where your message gets noticed.
WTIM. Good morning, Central Illinois, and welcome to the WTIM Pana Morning Show on your information station. The show is sponsored by People's Bank and Trust, where they put people first, along with Pizza Man, Norrin's Hardware, Bob Riding's Pana, and Okanee Chop Shop. I'm your host, Reed Kamai, and we go a little past Pana to Shelbyville for this first conversation, or should I say Shelbyville has come to us, because it is rare that we get in-person guests for the Pana show, but when we do, it's typically in the form of Kevin Burnson, the Vice President of Media and Public Relations with Shelby Electric Cooperative, and also the occasional guest host of our Shelbyville show that we have on Fridays. Kevin, thanks for coming in.
Appreciate you having me, Reed.
Yeah, it's good to have you in. And I was telling you earlier, I think this is the first time we've had you on one of the Taylorville-based shows since you guest hosted the Shelbyville show, I think a couple months back. So
Absolutely.
So good to see you after speaking to you over the phone on that occasion. So a lot going on with Shelby Electric Cooperative. It's been like that really all year, and it's no exception today, including actually plenty going on yesterday. I know we had some weather in the area yesterday, and it sounded like it affected the services that you folks provide, and I hear you wanted to give an update about that.
Yeah, and obviously a lot of times it's more power outages that our linemen are out restoring power. We did have some scattered pockets of that yesterday, but all manageable. But we offer, since 2008, we've offered a fixed wireless product, line of sight, and Will Hill is where our main, I guess, would be the heart of the system. It got struck by lightning and created quite a bit of damage throughout our system. And so basically the guys had worked pretty much through the night, and they got a good chunk of it up, but we still have some people off the Dalton City, Bethany and Sullivan towers and Cowden. And they're hoping to get a generator going at the Dalton City tower, so then that way it'll feed the Bethany and Sullivan area. They may actually have that already working now, but in any event, we're still working on the system. The Will Hill thing is going to require somebody to climb a tower, so we're trying to get somebody in to do that, to get those repairs done. But we are working on it, and everybody should be back up sometime today.
Okay, so sometime today. So it sounds like some pretty quick turnaround from your folks, especially considering you've got to have someone climb all the way up to the top of a tower, which I don't think that's something I'd want to do, but that's why you folks have your technicians there,
right,
and you bring people in. So glad you folks have that. So with everything going on, you folks have some summer office hours, and I know you wanted to talk about that.
Yeah, those just started. Obviously, we're normally Monday through Friday, 7 in the morning to 4. But during the summer, we do what's called 410s, a little more efficient for our line crews to go out and get the job done and come back. And basically, it started this week. So from June 8th, which obviously was a couple of days ago, or was just yesterday, to August 7th, we will operate Monday through Thursday, 6:30 a.m. to 4:30 p.m. Now, if something happens on a Friday, or we need typical stuff going on Friday stuff will still happen, but the offices will be closed on Friday.
Okay, so folks can contact the office and get whatever it is they need with the summer office hours. So we got that. You just had your annual meeting of members, it sounds like, on Friday. Talk a little about that.
Yeah, it's pretty exciting. It's part of being a not-for-profit. Each year we have our annual meetings, usually the first or second Friday in June. And it was our 87th annual meeting this year, and we hold it at the Shelby County Fairgrounds. And even though where our office is in Shelbyville, we also have an outpost in Taylorville, but we have members, Pana, we got all our parts of 9 counties that showed up to that. And we feel like it was probably our biggest. The weather was nice. Farmers were pretty much everything done in the field, so they were able to come. So we feel like we had one of our bigger meetings. Basically, we'll have things going on. We feed them. We'll have little various vendors, health fair kind of thing. We have a live line safety demo. Then at 1 o'clock, we have our business meeting, and that's where we go over the affairs of the co-op, and members can ask questions at the end of that time. So it was a good day. One of the things we do at our annual meeting is we announce our scholarship winners. and Carolyn Ensley of Shelbyville, Owen Mateer of Taylorville, and Olivia Mazier of Taylorville. They received the Shelby Electric Scholarship. And then our statewide Association of Electric Cooperatives out of Springfield, they have the Thomas H. Moore scholarships. And one of our members, Faith Morrison from Nokomis, received that one.
Okay, well, congratulations to the scholarship winners. I'm happy to say I recognize most of the names that you mentioned just now. How do students kind of get involved in these scholarships and sort of boost their chances of getting it?
Well, and obviously each as the school year progresses, seniors tend to search out scholarships. Then go to our website, shelbyelectric.coop, and they can go to the youth area, and there's applications for all the different scholarships. There's even a lineman scholarship as well. If somebody's interested in the lineman trade, there's a scholarship for that as well. And basically, or they talk to their school counselors. They all have all the information. We mail out, Faith Wheeler mails out the scholarship apps and the different information about them. You can call the office, obviously, 774-3986, and they can reach out to learn more about the scholarships.
Okay, and then what factors kind of do you folks use to figure out, who wins and how much?
We do internally. We'll do, the statewide has their own system for the Thomas H. Moore scholarships and the Lyman scholarship, but at the co-op, a couple of us in the office will go through the scholarship apps. It's generally grade points, community activity, school activity, community groups, and that kind of thing, and then a essay that gets graded. We pick the top 10. We send those on to the statewide, and then the statewide selects our 3 from there. Okay,
nice. So nice, rigorous process, it seems like, for picking those out. So congratulations again to all the winners. I want to go back to the annual meeting more broadly, because some of the things you were talking about, like it's just, for me, kind of thinking about it, it seems like a way to connect the members to what it is that's serving them. Would you kind of agree with that?
Correct. It's a chance. Well, all the employees will be there. The different subsidiaries will be there. Even some of the community groups like the sheriff's office, the health department, different groups like that. Our members all come in from throughout our service territories and can visit, talk to the different folks. And also we feed them kind of an appreciation for being a member of the co-op. And then we have the business meeting, which is really important.
Yeah. So sounds like a lot there. Anything else you want to highlight before we move on to Shelby Fiber?
No, just obviously we have directors from the different communities as well that the members can reach out to, that they have their own district director, and they're obviously available at the annual meeting as well.
Cool. All right. So you had that annual meeting that was last Friday. I do want to turn to Shelby Fiber. That's been a big thing going on at Shelby Electric Cooperative in the last couple months, really. You've been making a lot of progress with turning on the lights, so to speak, and not so to speak, at a number of areas around. You've got your 100th subscriber. Is that today?
Yeah, actually, okay. When we're done here, I'll go back to the office. We'll pick up a couple of folks, and we've got a few goodies to go out to our 100th subscriber. It's Nicholas Newisness. I'm sure I'm killed that last name, but in any event, we're going to go to his house. He knows we're coming. The installation will be happening. He doesn't know that he's going to be getting a lot of stuff from us. We'll kind of maybe do like a lot of people may not remember this, but the kind of a Publishers Clearinghouse thing. We'll kind of knock on the door and get him his goodies. It's really cool because it's a long time coming. We've been working through some hurdles, finally being able to, the last few weeks, to start lighting folks up with fiber, and also getting to our 100th is a pretty good milestone. Yeah,
sounds like it, considering considering a lot of things, considering the the population of the area, the time it takes to kind of get this thing going. But no, I think that's cool. You and I were talking a little bit earlier about the Publishers Clearinghouse sort of style intro, and I bet if Kevin Burnson, the vice president of media and public relations, is going to be there, then they're going to go all out with that as well. So that's exciting. And then in terms of subscribers, that's the 100th. You're looking to sort of expand geographically, add a little more to that as well. Something I know you've mentioned before, and I want to give you the chance to highlight it again. You're saying that if people are interested, but the service hasn't reached their area yet, you're saying still apply?
Yeah, absolutely. Anybody that's a Shelby Electric Cooperative member we will have fiber going to their areas at some point over the next year and a half. And at shelbyfiber.coop, there's start new service. Click on that, fill out the form. You put your address in, it'll tell you if we're serving you or not. Even if we're not, there's a continue button. Please click on that, fill out the information, because that'll put you in the queue. So when we are in your area, you'll already be in the system.
Okay, so a way to sort of express your interest there in terms of kind of the timeline of where Shelby Fiber is going next and what that's like. What do you have to report there?
Well, obviously Macon County, we're now lighting them up. We also have in the Pana area, Oak Terrace, that little community there. We're starting to do drops and doing installs there. If they haven't yet, call 217-774-2323. Talk to the customer service folks, get you on the schedule. Where we're going next, I'm going to speak in the sense of substations, because that's kind of how we're building out our system. So that might be a little odd to do it that way as opposed to counties and towns. But basically, we are doing the rest of the Moweaqua substation, and we've started building out on the Velma substation. And a member, if they're wondering, well, am I on the Velma? Am I on the Moweaqua substation, or any of the substations that we'll eventually get to? They can look at their electric bill, and on the back side, there's a thing called map location. That map location number will have an initial. So I'm on the co-op. I'm off the Shelbyville thing, so I have an S before mine. If you're from the Velma, which we're building out now, you would have a V before that number, and Moweaqua would obviously have an M.
Okay, so you can look at that by substation, and that's on the bill as well. I'm talking right now with Kevin Burnson, Vice President of Media and Public Relations with Shelby Electric Cooperative. We've got to take a break, and when we come back, we'll have plenty more to discuss right here on the WTIM Pana Morning Show on your information station.
Your information station, WTIM.
Does your bank offer rewards on qualified signature-based debit card purchases? If not, then we need to talk. Hi, my name is Julie Sanchez with People's Bank and Trust. Join the growing number of our customers who are earning cash back on all qualifying debit card purchases. You already use your debit card. Now make it work for you with Save by Spending rewards from People's Bank and Trust. Earning rewards is as easy as shop, sign, and save. Call 888-PBT-1954 and find out more about our Save by Spending rewards program today. People's Bank and Trust, member FDIC, equal housing lender.
Hi, Brian Booth at Bob Ridings in Pana here to tell you about something new in our service department. We're now offering early bird oil changes starting at 7 a.m. And as always, we offer free local pickup and delivery on your oil changes. We have our express oil change lane with no appointment necessary, or you can make an appointment to guarantee your spot for the quickest service. Come see our top-rated service department with our factory-trained technicians at the senior master level. Call us at 217-562-3986 or find us at bobridingspana.com.
Looking for quality hardware supplies at competitive prices? Head to Norrin's Hardware, your trusted hometown hardware store in Pana. Whether you need plumbing products, electrical supplies, lawn and garden essentials, propane, or key cutting service, you're guaranteed to find what you need. And at Norrin's, you'll always get friendly, outstanding customer service from a team ready to help with every project. Visit Norrin's Hardware today at 15 West Main Street in Pana. Norrin's Hardware, the trusted hometown hardware store.
This is Dwayne Wheeler, the police chief of the city of Taylorville. As a law enforcement officer, I've seen the impact that depression and suicide have on many people. Many times, those contemplating suicide endure considerable suffering and distress, but there is help. If you feel depressed or lonely, there are many resources to help you. You can call a trusted relative, friend, or minister, or call the Suicide Prevention Lifeline at 1-800-273-TALK. That is 1-800-273-TALK. All of us are here to help you. Thank you.
If you're 40 and over, you'll recognize these artists by their first names: Frank, Dean, Sammy, Andy, Nat, Diana, Michael. Well, here's the big news. You can now hear Central Illinois' largest music library with over 3,500 songs on air and online at 965thechill.com. Tune in on the FM dial in Christian County and on your computer or smartphone. Hear these great artists and many more 24 hours a day, 7 days a week on 965thechill.com.
Finding the right employees can be a real challenge these days, whether you're hiring full-time or part-time. That's where the regional radio stations come in. We're here to help you connect with the qualified candidates you need. Check out IllinoisJobPost.com. That's IllinoisJobPost.com. It's part of our comprehensive radio and internet employment campaign designed to get your job openings noticed. For details, just reach out to your account manager. Put the power of radio and the internet to work for you at IllinoisJobPost.com.
Your information station, WTIM.
You're listening to the WTIM Pana Morning Show on your information station. We're back. It's sponsored by People's Bank and Trust, where they put people first, along with Pizza Man, Noren's Hardware, Bob Ridings Pana, and Okanee Chop Shop. I'm your host, Reed Kamai, and I continue my conversation with Kevin Burnson, Vice President of Media and Public Relations with Shelby Electric Cooperative. And we spent the last part of that last segment talking about Shelby Fiber, which has been a huge talking point with the co-op in the last just couple months, really. So you're getting more and more folks involved and going with that. I know the gig speed has been a topic of conversation with some of them in terms of managing expectations. I know there are a lot of factors involved with that, and I'd love for you to share some of that for our listeners.
Well, obviously, our top tier or top package is a gig. We also have a 500 and a 100 megabyte package. But gigs, obviously, what a lot of people are wanting. And so once we get a few of the folks lit up, they're asking the technicians, I just did a speed test, or they're calling in, hey, I just did a speed test and I'm not showing a gig. Well, that's because they're doing their speed test, or they're using their device and it's wireless. So they're going off the router. Where you're going to get the true gig is if you're hardwired. You're plugged into the router. Then you run an Ethernet cable to your laptop or your computer or your device, and you're going to get that gig speed. So the beauty of the gig speed, though, is those that are using their even if you're at the router, your device probably is not going to show a gig. It'll probably throw 300 to 500 megabytes. What people need to understand is that the Wi-Fi is you're going to have several people using their devices, so that gig speed is going to take care of everyone. So you're not going to have those the buzz or the drops that you get, or the freezes on the TVs and the different things you stream.
I hate that.
Kids, right? The kids can do their gaming. You can be on a movie. You can be on a conference call, Teams type call, and not have those issues. We kind of look at it as an analogy of a garden hose and a sprinkler. Garden hose is hooked up. You spray that thing, and it's a hard line. It's solid. It's a solid stream. That's the internet gig fiber when you're hardwired. The router kind of represents the sprinkler, where it spreads the water droplets out. That's kind of like spreading the data packets out, and you're going to hit more devices with that. Not at a gig speed, but you've got plenty of speed to take care of all those devices.
Yeah, that's right. No, that's how it works. Wired, always better than Wi-Fi. I even ran a speed test a couple days ago with the two different cases and saw a difference as well. So glad you explained that for our listeners. We're into the final 2 minutes here. Sounds like a couple of youngsters are going to the NRECA Youth Tour. Talk a little about that.
Yeah, our statewide puts on a youth day in Springfield. So all the co-ops in the state send representatives from their high schools to Springfield, and out of our group we have a selection process where we pick two that we will that represents us on a trip to DC, and they leave next Monday, the upcoming Monday, here for a week out in DC. And basically the two folks that are coming that are going to go represent us is Elizabeth Hampton out of Windsor and Shay Condor out of Stewartson. They were both selected to take part on this trip.
Okay, well, congratulations to them. And it is simply pronounced, or you just say NRECA. Is it not a word with it?
National Rural Electric Cooperative Association. It's our national organization.
Yeah. Well, I was just asking, is the acronym supposed to be read like a word?
No.
Okay.
No.
Okay. Yeah, I didn't know. I don't want to be like I used to with FIFA and just call it FIFA. So no, that's a good question, and congratulations as well to the students there. So that youth tour. It sounds like that's happening next week, and just quickly before we wrap up, what is it that they're kind of exploring there?
They're gonna end up at Gettysburg first, tour the battlefield there, and then they'll go into DC. They'll do the monuments, the Smithsonian. They'll do the the changing of the guard at
Yeah.
that.
Okay.
Drawing a blank.
Yeah. So no. I get what you mean there, and no, that's cool that they get to see all of that. Kevin Bergson, Vice President of Media and Public Relations with Shelby Electric Cooperative. Kevin, thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah, and thank you for listening to the WTIM Pana Morning Show on your information station. We'll be back in about 10 minutes or so with another conversation.
The Big 870 WTIM Assumption Taylorville. 96.1 FM Taylorville. 107.5 FM Shelby.